Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A Detroit fire chief crashes his department SUV. It winds up dangling dangerously over the lodge. Our cameras are there when police take him into custody.
A third shot of hope, with tens of thousands of doses on their way to Michigan. What you need to know about Johnson & Johnson's new vaccine and why you don't want to pass it up if it's offered to you.
We begin, though, with a shootout right near the downtown core. A murder suspect wanted in Ohio opens fire on Detroit police.
Police say the man who opened fire on them was wanted for a triple murder and 2 attempted murders in Cincinnati.
He was walking out of the Rivertown Inn and Suites at Jefferson and Rivard when police say he started shooting at them. Priya Man live with the new video. And Priya, apparently police were worried about the safety of guests there before this happened.
Yeah, that's right, Devin and Kim. You know, police knew he was here. They also knew he was armed and dangerous, and they were worried that what happened in the parking lot would happen inside if they tried to arrest him in his room. Now, we did talk to a guest who is on his hands and knees as this alleged killer and Detroit police exchanged gunfire just a few feet away. Terrified motel guests and staff ducked for cover as a shootout between a murder suspect and Detroit police unfolded in the parking lot.
I came out the room, but that's a full-fledged shootout.
He had a pistol. He was shooting back.
You had like a million police. Everybody was shooting.
A guest tells Local 4 he'd just seen the gunman moments before he opened fire on police.
He was cool as hell.
So nothing seemed odd or off about him?
Hell no, until it popped off. They won't let us leave the room.
The shooter is from Ohio, wanted for killing 3 people and attempting to kill 2 others. Cincinnati police say 55-year-old Chandra Moore began his deadly rampage by shooting his estranged wife Sunday. He then traveled from Cincinnati to Detroit and checked into the Rivertown Inn and Suites just blocks away from the Rensen.
You come to the city of Detroit, we'll find you.
Concerned for the safety of guests, Detroit police waited for Moore to leave the motel Monday morning. When Moore spotted police, he went to his car, grabbed a gun, and opened fire.
Lord be with us. We got this, y'all.
Detroit police officers shot back, hitting Moore several times.
Our police officers are relentless in tracking down violent suspects. We were able to really save lives. This was a very dangerous suspect. Clearly, he was focused on one thing, and that's to take additional lives.
Now, thankfully, no officers were injured. Moore remains in the hospital in critical condition. If he survives, there is an active murder warrant out for him in Cincinnati. He will also, of course, face charges here in Detroit. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
And Priya, he had more than one gun, right?
Yeah, that's right. He was heavily armed. Detroit police discovered 2 revolvers and a semi-automatic weapon. And as you heard Chief Craig say, police believe he was intent on causing even more harm. Send it back to you.
All right, Pia.
Detroit police believe road rage is to blame after shots are fired at an off-duty police officer. It happened this afternoon near the I-75 service drive at 7 Mile on the city's east side. Investigators say at some point the driver got upset and fired several shots out of his window. The officer was not hurt. Police are looking for a white Chevy Malibu.
Our other top story at this hour, new trouble for the Detroit Fire Department after a captain is arrested overnight for driving under the influence while on duty.
The captain was serving as overnight fire chief when he crashed his department vehicle coming within feet of the Lodge freeway. Defender Sean Leah spent the day getting answers from the department. Sean, what have you found out?
Kimberly, we want to show everyone the scene where Chief 5 crashed his vehicle overnight. You'll see just how incredibly dangerous this was. The fire commissioner telling me he's glad his acting chief wasn't hurt. He's glad no one else is hurt. But the commissioner says he is now ready to make department policy changes and cultural changes when it comes to his own members, saying that there's a culture of drinking, on-duty drinking within his department.
Chief 5, you do.
A report of a fire on Majestic just off Livernois early this morning. Chief 5's job to get there in 7 minutes and be in charge of the entire scene, from directing every move the firefighters would make to make sure they are safe, to make sure people in the house are safe. But for more than 30 minutes, Chief 5 failed to answer the call.
Ladder 22 on state. Calling Chief 5.
Chief 5 was found here, dangling over the lodge, crashing his department SUV. He was trapped and he had to be rescued.
Be advised,
As of now, Chief 5 says he's not injured.
Our cameras were there when Detroit police took him into custody, the department says, for driving under the influence. Just last Sunday, the defenders revealed a firefighter, the department says, was drunk operating a fire engine and hitting a parked car as he was responding to an emergency. That time, only that firefighter was tested for alcohol. This time, 8 on-duty firefighters at Chief 5's firehouse were tested. 8 tested negative for alcohol. 4 needed further testing for drugs. We asked Fire Commissioner Eric Jones if his department has an alcohol problem.
I didn't say I don't think that there's an overall issue. Clearly, there is an issue. We have 2 incidents in less than a week where members consumed alcohol. What I do say is that that is not representative of the vast majority of the men and women that come in.
Back here live. Here's what's different about last Sunday, when the firefighter crashed Squad 6 into that car. His crew was put right back into service. Firefighters seriously questioned the safety of that move. This time, Chief 5's crew, they were drug screened for alcohol and drugs at his firehouse. 8 came back negative for alcohol. 4 tests, however, need more analysis for drugs. Bottom line here, Chief 5 not criminally charged. That's why we have not named him yet, but he was arrested. He's being held. He's also been suspended. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, and Sean, the fire commissioner and union are holding a news conference about this tomorrow, so perhaps we'll learn even more.
Yeah, there's a couple of things we need to talk about there. The commissioner says policy changes and cultural changes he'll announce tomorrow. Talk to the union leader. They're unhappy with all the media coverage that all this is happening. They're saying their members are stressed out, and they're going to talk about that as well. We also asked the mayor of the city of Detroit what he thinks about all of this to weigh in. We are told he may have something to say about all of this tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll be covering it. Okay, Sean, thank you.
Sun is back out today, but the wind picked up quite a bit.
Yeah, let's get on over to Ben. It's definitely cooler outside compared to yesterday.
Yes, and that sunshine was distracting a lot of us while Mother Nature was dropping these temperatures dramatically. In fact, north of 8 Mile, those afternoon temperatures are below freezing. South of there, we're barely above 32 in most locations, and a huge difference from what we saw yesterday at this time, 20 to 25 degrees colder than our Sunday afternoon temperatures. We will make a rebound starting tomorrow, but really it's going to be midweek before we start seeing those temperatures rise. The coldest is coming tonight. Precipitation, if you want snow, you're going to have to go somewhere else because we do not have any in the forecast. But temperatures will be the story as we head into the upcoming weekend, the first weekend in March. We'll look at that and a fantastic February climate story you'll want to stick around for in just a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben. Fiat Chrysler, now part of Stellantis, has pleaded guilty for its role in the ongoing UAW corruption scandal.
Federal prosecutors charged the automaker with conspiracy from 2009 to 2016. Former FCA executives were accused of giving UAW officials $3.5 million to pay off one official's mortgage and to pay for parties and clothes. FCA agreed to have a federal oversight monitor in place for 3 years, and the automaker must pay a $30 million fine. Tonight at 6, we'll take a look at what this means moving forward for the union and for Stellantis.
All right, take a look now at coronavirus numbers from the weekend. The state reports 1,569 new cases over the past 2 days. That averages out to about 785 cases per day. Along with that, 12 more deaths have been reported over those 2 days.
On the vaccine front, 2.9 million doses have been sent here to Michigan. That's 320,000 new doses since Friday. 2.1 million of those doses have been administered thus far. And of those new doses, 82,000 of them are Johnson & Johnson's newly approved one-shot vaccine. And as those first doses are rolling out across America, the White House COVID-19 response team is urging Americans to get whichever vaccine is available to them first.
They don't want Americans to pass up a chance to be protected, with 3 vaccines now authorized in the U.S. and cases starting to tick back up slightly. Workers inside a Kentucky warehouse signing the first shipment of Johnson & Johnson vaccine, with nearly 4 million doses expected to ship out this week.
What vaccine is better than the other vaccine? In order to be able to determine that, you would have to compare them head to head. This was not done. We have 3 highly efficacious vaccines.
The head of the Health Equity Task Force stressed the J&J vaccine will be distributed equitably.
All vaccines will reach all communities. So all 3 authorized vaccines available in the suburbs all 3 available in the cities.
But the White House acknowledged getting an appointment is still too difficult.
We're also looking at lower tech solutions that the federal government might be able to provide, whether those are call centers or people to help navigate the system. So I think overall scheduling remains for far too many people too frustrating, and we need to make it better.
And with cases now rising again slightly, the CDC director had this warning.
I am really worried about reports that more states are rolling back the exact public health measures we have recommended to protect people from COVID-19. We cannot be resigned to 70,000 cases a day, 2,000 daily deaths. Please hear me clearly. At this level of cases with variants spreading, we stand to completely lose the hard-earned ground we have gained. Now is not the time to relax the critical safeguards that we know can stop the spread of COVID-19 in our communities, not when we are so close.
And Johnson & Johnson has warned their vaccine supply will be limited for the next couple of weeks after this initial distribution. They expect to deliver approximately 16 million more doses by the end of March. Okay, we are off and running here on a Monday.
Let's check in with Paula Tutman. Paula.
Everything but the kitchen sink. Wait till you see what one school district is doing to keep students, parents, and teachers safe as they go back to face-to-face learning.
Can you help identify the person that came to Utica and then took a few, maybe a lot of things out of this garage and then maybe set it on fire?
All right, Nick, but first, a well-known former Red Wing arrested on suspicion of driving drunk over the weekend. We've got that next.